You know what I love? A woman who can beat me senseless. And that is why I loved this show. Today we're covering May I Ask for One Final Thing. We follow Scarlet L. Vendimion, a girl who is as gorgeous as she is deadly. And in her quest to let her fists loose and save her kingdom, she throws out beatdowns like this.
It's her! A demon so vile, the people dubbed her the Mad Dog Princess!
This.
Behave yourself, please.
And even this.
Beautiful flower. Deep breath. And now our bodies and souls are as light as a...
So let's jump right into it. The very first episode kicks off with our calm, cool, and drop-dead gorgeous MC Scarlet L. Vendimion being dumped by her fiancé, Prince Kyle von Palestine. Their engagement was decided before they were even born, but Kyle is ending it all now so he can get with another girl named Terenetza. But dumping Scarlet isn't enough for Kyle. He proceeds to defame Scarlet in a room full of other posh nobles, saying she mercilessly bullied Terenetza when they were kids. Of course, that did not happen, but Scarlet accepts his decision, and in exchange, she asks for one final thing. She wants to punch Terenetza's face in. Scarlet then explains how they got here. See, ever since she was a kid, Scarlet has loved handing out ass whoopings to evil people. She's like a mini Batman, but her older brother Leonardo told her to stop doing that because it's unladylike. Shortly after, Scarlet met her fiancé Kyle, who immediately began making her life a living hell. From petty annoying to serious bullying, Kyle did it all. This continued well into high school, where Kyle threatened to cut off Scarlet's hair one day. Luckily, Kyle was stopped by his older brother, Prince Julian von Palestine, who seemed like much more of a gentleman than his asshole brother. After that, Scarlet was shocked to see that she placed second in all the exams at school, which include swordsmanship and magic, by the way, because Julius placed first in all of them. So they had a mini rivalry where Scarlet took back first place at school until she realized this was all a ploy from Julius to be around her more. She started avoiding him, so Julius told her the truth. He kept following her around because she's the most fascinating animal he's ever seen. Great pickup line, dude. And suddenly, Scarlet was a lot less interested in him. Well, can you blame her? Julius offered to become her fiancé instead, but she was done with both princes at this point. And now we come back to the present, where Scarlet absolutely rocks Terenetza, sending her flying. She then proceeds to beat the living hell out of all the nobles there who are supporters of Kyle and his shady shenanigans. It's a satisfying and brutal beatdown, with Scarlet using magic and her fists to pummel them. She saves Kyle for last and punches him so hard he goes flying into a wall. And Julius just laughs when he sees this. Not the most supportive of brothers, is he? The next episode starts with Scarlet's brother Leonardo, aka Leo, and Julius asking her why she whooped everyone. After she explains, Leo is worried about their family's reputation when Scarlet suddenly passes out. Scarlet wakes up to see a maid trying to kill her, so she punches the maid into the wall. Okay, One Punch Woman. Leonardo and Julius then see her and fill her in on what happened. Basically, Kyle and the nobles around him were up to some hella illegal stuff, and Scarlet's beatdown of them helped expose that stuff somehow. Don't think about it too much. much. Anyway, Kyle is no longer in line for the throne, which means their main problem is someone else. He's the Prime Minister, and his name is Godwin Ben Carmine. He was the one secretly controlling Kyle and his group. To stop Godwin, Julius has created the Crown Investigation Office, or CIO. Both Leo and Sigurd, Kyle's old butler, are a part of it. Scarlet is pretty happy with all this. She can spend more time with her friends now. But before she does that, Scarlet needs some answers from the maid who tried to kill her. Turns out, the maid is actually a guy named Nanaka. He's a beastkin, who are people that can transform into animals. Now, Nanaka was sent here by Godwin to kill Scarlet. Why? Because she beat up his son when she was on her rampage earlier. Why does Nanaka listen to Godwin? Well, he has a mark of slavery on his chest that kinda forces him to. So, Scarlet uses the blessing of the god of time Cronoa to remove the slavery mark. See, in this world, everyone is blessed by a god, and you can use the magic and powers that come from that blessing. And this is Scarlet's blessing. Now that Nanaka is free, he tells Scarlet everything and agrees to lead Scarlet to Godwin so she can beat him up. Julius joins them because he wants to see Scarlet in action. I think that Julius and I have the same type. Women that could kill you. Anyway, Scarlet, Julius, and Nanaka are looking for a slave trader named Junk. How ironic. Junk will supposedly tell them where the next slave auction is. That's where they will find Godwin. To find out where Junk is, Scarlet beats his location out of some thugs, gives them a signature ass whooping while looking absolutely stunning, might I add. And after that, Julius goes and talks to Junk and scares him into giving up the location of the slave auction. Nanaka has a plan to get Julius and Scarlet in. The next episode starts with Scarlet sweet-talking a noble named Lord Zatharin into taking her to the slave auction with him. Zatharin only has one condition. He wants Nanaka in exchange. Scarlet agrees, but we all know she's just gonna beat Zatharin up later. After the meeting, Scarlet takes Nanaka back to Julius, and the two head out on a walk. Scarlet is clearly annoyed by Julius, who's having a great time rage baiting her. But after spending some time together and having some apple pie, Julius says that most things in the world bore him, but not Scarlet. She fascinates him. And while it may not be traditional love, Julius says Scarlet is very special to him and plants a kiss on her cheek. God damn! He put the moves on her! Later, Scarlet wonders whether Julius was telling the truth or just toying with her, and I honestly can't say either. The next day, Scarlet heads over to meet Zatharin again. She hands over Nanaka for now, and Zatharin's bodyguard Donovan comes to take Nanaka away. But Zatharin is being an arrogant and rude brute, so Scarlet punches him into another zip code. That'll show him. She promises to come back for Nanaka and then leaves. The next day, Leo finds out what Julius and Scarlet are up to, and he is not okay with it. But they aren't gonna stop, so poor Leo has to play along. Leo then explains what he's found out about Godwin. Apparently, Godwin is working with Von Kish, the country neighboring Palestine, so he's a traitor. Meanwhile, we see Godwin talking to a man in a hood. Godwin wants him to kill Scarlet. Next, we see Godwin talking to Terenetza. Turns out, she's an evil who's in cahoots with Godwin, and she plans to kill Scarlet with a gun from the goddess Palmia. That's not ominous at all. Episode 4 starts with Scarlet going to the slave auction. The plan is simple. There will be 10 CIO agents at the auction. They're going to investigate Godwin's connections to Von Kish and free the slaves that will be auctioned. Sounds simple enough. Leo can't help but worry about Scarlet, but she's doing fine inside. After the auction begins, she runs into Julius. He's here to see her whoop Godwin. He promises to keep the CIO agents away so she can beat him up solo, and in return, he wants her loyalty to him.
I think you should try again, only this time, you pledge to me. It's non-negotiable.
Then yes, I swear.
Somebody open a window. Sheesh. After that, the two make their way to Godwin, with Scarlet pummeling guards along the way. When they get to Godwin, his son tries to use a spell on Scarlet, but Julius uses his ring to stop the spell. That's a pretty sick power. That's when Donovan shows up, hungry for revenge. Sigurd arrives too, and he starts fighting Donovan, while Scarlet happily pummels all the rich assholes around her. She's having the time of her life. After that, Leo walks in on the chaos and, after freaking out a bit, uses his spell to track Godwin. Godwin and his son Heine are trying to escape on a freaking dragon with the help of the all-flame rare Von Kish, the man that was talking to Godwin earlier, and the Prince of Von Kish. All-Flame is sick of Godwin and Heine though, so he tells his dragon Rex to kill them. So Scarlet chases them down and stops Rex from killing Heine and Godwin. Her strength impresses All-Flame so much that he immediately falls in love with her and proposes. That was quick, but Scarlet says no and punches him aside. All-Flame gets right back up. You see, his blessing gives him an invincible body, and the more Scarlet whoops him, the more he falls for her. Talk about a sicko. A relatable one, but still. Eventually, Scarlet manages to give him a concussion before literally throwing him back to Von Kish. But something tells me he's gonna be back for more. Meanwhile, Scarlet corners Godwin and he starts talking. Turns out, Terenetza isn't working for Godwin, it's the other way around. Apparently, Terenetza isn't a normal human. She's been reincarnated from another world. What the hell does that even mean? The next episode starts with Sigurd and the CIO agents freeing the slaves. Meanwhile, Scarlet doesn't understand what Godwin is saying about Terenetza, so she decides to beat him up. Godwin tries talking his way out, but nothing can save him now. Scarlet slows down time and unleashes an unholy beating on Godwin. She sends him flying into a wall before collapsing. She's used so much of her magic that her hair has started turning black. Julius catches her though, and everything is calm until Godwin gets up and shoots at Scarlet. Julius jumps in front of her and takes the bullet. No. Scarlet gets up, removes the necklace that's protecting Godwin, and whoops him again. Luckily, Leo saves Julius using healing magic. After that, things settle down. Godwin and the rich nobles with him are arrested, the slaves are freed, and Scarlet becomes a celebrity. She even adopts Rex, the dragon, as her pet. Meanwhile, All-Flame is rescued by his subordinate Jin, and he can't wait to see Scarlet again. Bro's smitten. Meanwhile, we finally see Terenetza. She shows up to the prison Godwin is being held in, and we see her powers. Mind controlling people to do what she wants. She mind controls Godwin into drinking poison, removing any evidence against herself. She is devious. Meanwhile, Leonardo explains the religious situation of Palestine. There are two major religions in the country, Dianism and Palmianism. Dianism is a religion led by Saint Diana, a girl with the power to perform exorcisms. Palmianism, however, is led by a rich merchant and was supported by Godwin and the other corrupt rich bastards. Hell, Godwin even made it the official religion of Palestine. We then then cut to Rosalia and Envy, two of Scarlet's friends who come to see her. Their hangout is going well until Julius shows up. He borrows Scarlet for a moment and discusses the death of Godwin with her. After that, Scarlet tells him to never risk his life for her again, and Julius responds by making her a flower crown of roses and putting it on her head. Scarlet starts blushing redder than the roses. He then grabs her face and says he loves her as a toy. Julius would get along with Omni-Man.
I do love your mother, but she's more like a pet to me.
Suddenly, Scarlet is not so smitten anymore. Instead, she puts on her fighting gloves and asks Julius if she can beat him up. You go, girl! Episode 6 kicks off with Scarlet getting a letter from Saint Diana, inviting her to the upcoming Dianism pilgrimage. And it looks like these two already know each other. Later, Scarlet decides to head over to see Saint Diana, even though poor Leo hates the idea. Unfortunately, Julius decides to join her. They make it to the Holy City, which is the home of both Dianism and Palmianism. Unfortunately, Pope Sargon, the leader of Palmianism, refuses to let Scarlet and Julius in. This leads to Scarlet breaking in and whooping Jarmov the Ogre, one of Pope Sargon's inquisitors. After that, she meets Paragus, the leader of Diana's knights. She also meets Dios Westwood, another one of Diana's knights. Dios immediately develops a crush on Scarlet and asks her to be his girlfriend.
What a forward young man you are! My goodness!
Dios himself is elf royalty, but even still, Scarlet doesn't appreciate how forward he is. Luckily, Julius pushes him back and the other knights drag him off. After that, Julius and Scarlet meet Diana, who's just a green-haired teenage girl that is obsessed with Scarlet. How is a girl like this the leader of a whole religion? Well, buckle up for some lore. You see, 300 years ago, the Demon King and the Demon Continent attacked Palestine, and they were about to take over. Luckily, a girl named Diana showed up. With the power to exorcise these demons, she placed holy gems of purification in 4 places, making a barrier around Palestine. The gems lost power over time until another girl named Diana showed up and fixed them. Since then, whenever the gems weaken, a girl with powers named Diana has shown up to fix them, a generational savior. Diana is the lightest of them, but there's one problem. She's lost her powers. Still, they need to make the pilgrimage. They need to show the Palmianists that they're going strong. How did this turn into a political show? Later that night, Diana and Scarlet are hanging out, enjoying each other's company. Before Scarlet leaves, Diana says that a lot of girls in her town were named Diana, and that her father secretly called her Sonia. So, Scarlet decides to call her that from now on. Adorable. The next day, the start of the pilgrimage is going well until the earth starts shaking. Whatever is causing it is coming from the Palmian church, so Scarlet finally decides to pay them a visit. It's about to go down. The following episode starts with Scarlet making a dramatic entrance into the Palmian church before whooping all of the followers there. They admit to sabotaging Diana's parade, so it's fair game if you ask me. After that, Scarlet goes to see Diana, who suddenly falls off her perch. Luckily, Leo shows up and saves her, and Diana instantly falls in love with him. Later, Leo grills Scarlet for putting herself in danger, but only because he wants to keep Scarlet safe. He's an awesome brother if you ask me. Meanwhile, Julius suspects that there's a spy among the pilgrimage, so he asks Sigurd to investigate. Later that night, Scarlet finds out that Diana is head over heels for Leo, so she decides to play wingman. Scarlet tells Diana to ask Leo out, while also telling Leo to humor the girl, so Leo agrees to go around town with Diana. Aww. Meanwhile, Scarlet goes out herself, only to have her fun ruined by Julius. Damn, let the woman breathe, you creep! They then see some hooligans harassing a shopkeeper, so Scarlet kicks their asses. Meanwhile, Leo spends time with Diana, and they both have a lot of fun. It does wonders for Diana's mood. Their hangout is going super well, until Leo finds out that Scarlet is beating thugs up again. He runs off to go check on her, and Diana has to go back to the inn. Meanwhile, Dios is being a goofball, until he walks off into an alley, and he has a note in his hand. That's kinda sus. After that, we see a Palmian Inquisitor named Michelin meet Allflame and his team, the Red Sky Dragoons. Michelin wants their help, and that can't be good. Episode 8 starts with Sigurd finding out that the Palmians actually do have a spy in the pilgrimage. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Scarlet, Diana, and the rest of the pilgrimage make their way to the first of the 4 holy gems. But that's where Scarlet reveals that she's a saint too. You see, it turns out that the Saints have been a 2-woman team for a long time. They just don't reveal that to the public. And with Diana's powers not working, Scarlet has to fix the gem. She does it by turning back time on the gem to a year ago when it was perfectly fine. But without Diana's powers, they'll need to keep doing this every year. Oh, and Dios is starting to look even more sus. They make their way to the next town only to get ambushed by Palmians. And they're not alone. Terenetza is with them, and she's their new saint. Terenetza mind controls the Palmians and forces them to attack Scarlet. But this is Scarlet we're talking about. She has Terenetza pinned down in no time. And that's where we learn 2 things. 1, Terenetza stole Diana's powers, and 2, Dios is a Palmian spy. I knew it! Dios takes Diana hostage and says he'll end her if they don't hand over Terenetza. Leo agrees to hand over Terenetza, who disappears with Dios. After that, Scarlet passes out. She wakes up in this dream world where she meets Cronoa, the god of time that gave her this blessing, and he explains what's up. Basically, the goddess Palmia fell in love with him, and when Cronoa left her on scene, Palmia started cooking up revenge. She used her own hair to create a vessel before stealing a soul from the normal human world to put inside of it. And that's how Terenetza was born. Terenetza then stole Diana's powers, also Palestan could be destroyed. So Cronoa gives Scarlet a pocket watch that will take back Diana's power from Terenetza and buffs up her blessing. If you thought she was kicking ass before, ooh, just you wait till you see her now. The next episode starts with us seeing how Diana got her powers. The goddess just came to her in a dream one day when she was a kid and just gave her powers. I'm sure she did some sort of background check though, right? After that, people stopped treating Diana like a normal person. She was whisked away to the holy city where she immediately began serving as the saint. That's where she met and developed her friendship with Scarlet, as well as her jealousy. Back in the present, Julius says that Diana betrayed Palestan. Wait, what is he talking about? That's when there's a huge beam of light in the distance. Terenetza just destroyed one of the 4 gems. She's accompanied by the handsome Avalon and the bandaged Baroque, and they both look like bad news. Nanaka is spying on them, but gets caught and is knocked out cold by Terenetza's magic. Uh-oh. Meanwhile, Leo reports to Julius. With the gem broken, the barrier to the demon continent has a gap in it, and thousands of demons are making their way to Palestan. At the same time, Sigurd tells them that neighboring countries have declared war on them. It's all part of the Palmians' plan to destroy Palestan. Julius heads over to the capital, while Diana sits next to an unconscious Scarlet. That's when Dios Dios walks in, and we find out exactly what Diana did. Basically, after she lost her powers, Dios said that Terenetza could give Diana her powers back if she acted as a spy for a year. Oh, yeah, that's horrible. Now, Dios is here to finish off Scarlet, but even though she betrayed her religion, she won't betray her friend, and Diana tries fighting back. She can't beat Dios, but she manages to wake up Scarlet, who sends Dios flying through the wall. Damn! Good to have you back, girl. While Julius gets a message from Allflame, Scarlet interrogates Dios. Turns out, Dios is Diana's half-brother. They have the same father, and the only reason Dios joined the Palmians was because he believed Terenetza could get Diana her powers back. He genuinely wants to help Diana, and even promises to share info on the Palmians. And while Scarlet accepts, she makes it very clear that she does not forgive him. She forgives Diana though, which is a little hypocritical if you ask me. Episode 10 starts with a mind-controlled Nanaka trying to trick Scarlet, but she sees right through it and knocks his ass out. And when Nanaka wakes up, it looks like he's back to normal. At the strategy meeting, Julius gives them the breakdown. The neighboring countries of Falconia, Eldrand, and Lindbergh are attacking. Luckily, someone is willing to help them. It's Allflame. Turns out, he wants to rule Von Kish and needs the backing of Palistan to do that. So, he's lending his Red Sky Dragoons to Palistan's army, an army of 1,000 freaking dragons. Julius and the others accept, and then they focus on what's next. While the dragons will fight off the demons, Julius has already sent negotiators to Lindbergh. Since the population of Falconia has a lot of beastkin and elves, Julius sends Nanaka and Dios to negotiate there. And if Falconia and Lindbergh agree to peace, Eldrand might give up anyway. With that, Scarlet joins Allflame and his army to fight off the demons invading Palistan. Unfortunately, the demons are so weak that they start boring Scarlet. Luckily, it looks like a boss demon has shown up nearby, and you know Scarlet wants a piece of him. Turns out, this demon used to be a human, but Terenetza has turned him into a giant pig monster. Why the hell would anyone want that? Pig Guy is tougher than the other demons, but all that means is Scarlet just has more fun destroying him. Seeing how cool she is, the Red Sky Dragoons become huge fans of Scarlet, but the fan club is gonna have to wait, because Scarlet gets a message from Dios and Nanaka. They've got a problem. The next episode starts with Nanaka and Dios explaining their problem to Scarlet. Allflame and his Red Sky Dragoons are not exactly complying with the whole Falconia peace talks plan, so Scarlet tells Allflame to get his together, and he does. After that, Nanaka and Dios make their way to Falconia. They get attacked by some of Terenetza's mind-control soldiers and are surrounded until they're saved by the Clan of the Elves. The clan isn't really interested in ending the war though, so Dios bribes them. In exchange for them ending the war, Dios promises to give them the magic he got from his mom. And no, they don't expand on that. Meanwhile, Scarlet sees Allflame having a hard time and absolutely demolishes the demons. She then heals Allflame up. That's cute. Later, Julius tells Scarlet that the Falconia troops are retreating, which means Dios and Nanaka cooked with the peace talks. After that, the two of them have a moment.
Prince Julius.
Good lord, the freaking tension is killing me. The moment is then interrupted by Allflame, who asks Scarlet to go to Von Kish with him. But not only does Scarlet refuse, Julius refuses to let her go. Julius says Allflame just fell in love with her, but Julius has loved her for 10 years. As a toy, of course. But Allflame just laughs and says Julius is now his love rival before his soldiers drag him away. Later that night, night, Julius, Scarlet, Nanaka, Dios, and Leo discuss their next move. Dios says Terraneza is going to go for another holy gem, and the plan is simple: intercept and take her down. They're gonna take Diana with them too. Why? Because they're gonna get her powers back, using the watch Cronoa gave to Scarlet. Diana agrees to the plan, and everything is going smoothly. It even looks like Scarlet and Julius are gonna go on a date when this is all over, but that's when the show drops a bomb on us. You see, Terraneza knows all about Scarlet's plan, because Nanaka is still under her control. And what's more, it looks like Nanaka is putting a spell on Julius. This is bad. The second to last episode of this show kicks off with Scarlet and her friends heading over to stop Terraneza. After getting past some traps, they face Terraneza's forces, and Scarlet starts beating them up until she's stopped by Michelin. His magic makes everyone freeze in their place, and they're sitting ducks. But Scarlet is a badass and figures out a way to take out Michelin's old ass. I'm so in love with her. Diana, her knights, Dios, Nanaka, and Leo stay behind to fight the forces, while Julius and Scarlet head over to Terraneza. They run into Avalon, who wants to fight Julius for the title of most handsome man in the world. The ego on this guy. That leaves Scarlet to fight with Terraneza, the final battle we have been waiting for. While Dios takes an arrow for Diana, Scarlet is fighting Terraneza, while also trying to stop her from destroying the holy gem, and it is not easy. Still, using Cronoa's blessing, she manages to grab a hold of Terraneza, and then she takes back Diana's powers. Diana immediately uses them to heal and protect her friends. The good guys are winning. Meanwhile, Julius also beats Avalon, but it turns out that was a trap. Avalon was just buying time for Terraneza's spell to take over Julius, and now it has. Scarlet is happily whooping Terraneza when she's suddenly attacked by Julius. Realizing what's happened, Scarlet is now stuck with an impossible task. She has to defeat the man she loves to save the world. Talk about spicy. But this is Scarlet we're talking about. She might love Julius, but she's been wanting to punch him for a long time, and she does not hesitate. The last episode kicks off with Scarlet fighting Julius, and she's not holding back. It's a pretty epic fight, but it's clear Scarlet is winning. This pisses Terraneza off, who decides to take a different approach. She threatens to kill Julius. Scarlet has no choice but to give up, and Terraneza begins a spell that will steal Scarlet and Julius's blessings. But what is Julius's blessing? Well, it's simple. It's called Heroic Tale. When the person he loves is in danger, he becomes super powerful. One problem with that: the love has to be mutual, and both Scarlet and Julius refuse to admit they love each other. And this is so not the time to play hard to get, you guys. Scarlet understands this though, and confesses her love by kissing Julius. Hot damn! Julius's blessing activates, and he immediately snaps out of Terraneza's control. After that, the two of them give her a beating, and Terraneza starts tweaking. That's when the goddess Palmia herself descends from above and gives Terraneza her full power. Unfortunately, even that isn't enough to stop this dynamic duo. Julius protects Scarlet while she punches the hell out of Terraneza, and with one final punch, Scarlet sends Terraneza flying into the sky. That was badass. After that, everything goes back to normal. Diana fixes the barriers, the war ends, and the Palmian religion is disbanded. Dios makes sure to make up with Diana as her brother before he leaves. Meanwhile, Julius is hosting a tea party, and Scarlet is mad. She thinks Julius let himself be charmed by Terraneza to make Scarlet confess her feelings, and she wants payback. So, as the show ends, Scarlet asks for one final thing. She wants to punch Julius in the face. I wonder how that worked out. That was awesome. and wholesome. I freaking love Scarlet. And if you enjoyed that, make sure to watch this video right here too. And in the meantime, peace!